Hi everybody, Cam Sweet here from the Garage Connection. What we're going to be doing today is looking at possibly the craziest attachment thing I've ever bought. This is advertised as a boom extension, believe it or not, that you can strap on the end of your mini excavator and extend the boom down to get you 26 or some odd inches more digging depth. So what we're going to do, we're going to look at this thing here, and then we're going to do a side-by-side comparison using the same machine, digging in the same conditions, and we're going to see how much it actually improves your digging depth and if there are any negative drawbacks associated with putting this ridiculous thing on your machine. Hey, before we get any further into this video, I did want to give a special shout out to a gentleman by the name of Ron. It's either Dietman or Dietman. Ron, I'm sorry for butchering your last name. Ron reached out and he's very thankful for the information on the channel, and that allowed him to make a good decision in purchasing his Shy 20 mini excavator. He says he absolutely loves it, and to show thanks for that, Ron actually sent me this beautiful carved out sign. So it's got the Gadsden "Don't Tread on Me" with the stars and stripes, and I mean, extremely well done. It's really a beautiful piece. I think it's a CNC router because I can't imagine anything else doing something this nice. So Ron, if you're listening to this, man, thank you very much. And if you have like an Etsy shop or whatever, if you got a business associated with this, man, let me know. I'll put a link in the description. You know, if you guys are looking for something nice, the holidays are coming up or whatever, for somebody that you love, I mean, he can do all sorts of custom stuff. He can probably do one of those come and take it things. Just as long as he doesn't do any New York Yankees stuff, I think we'll remain friends. So Ron, thank you very much, and I really appreciate what you sent me, buddy. All right, so this thing is advertised. It's weird. I got it off Amazon. I think I paid 370 something bucks. I bought the last one. Now there's up there for like 400. So you can get one of these things on Amazon for around $400. If you're interested in that, I will put a link in the description to this video so you can buy one. If you buy one using the link, I will get a little kickback because of the Amazon affiliate program. It really helps me out, essentially keep the lights on at this point. So if you're going to buy one anyways, please use the link. I really appreciate it. So this thing comes with 0 directions, which is super helpful. And it comes with essentially 3 main pieces. So you've got this part right here. And this little like wishbone thing is what runs between your existing curl, and it translates it down the boom to where the bucket will be. So that's this part. Pretty nice. It's got some machined bushings in there. It's got some of the stupid grease fittings that we all love so much. And there is channels cut into the bushings to allow the grease to go around. So that's kind of cool. The next part is this actual replacement boom assembly here. These are not put on in the package. This is like your existing lower boom, or your stick will fit into this, and then a couple of pins will capture the stick and translate everything down to here. So at least my understanding about how this works is it'll go on something like this, and then it translates the movement. And then the last part is going to be these little links and the pins that it comes with. So these things will go from your existing assembly down to where the bucket's going to be. I have no idea if it's compatible with a quick attach hitch. I would probably say no, because I don't think you'd want to put a quick attach on the end of this thing. And I don't know anything about if it affects the stability of the machine. I am going into this purely as blind as you are, just in awe at the size of the pile of cocaine that must have been on the table when they designed this thing. So, all right, to keep this somewhat fair between these two different things, what we're going to do is we're going to use the same machine, and I took off the quick attach on this particular unit. So this 14G comes with the semi-automatic quick attach. I took that off because I'm not going to put it on the boom extension. I'm just going to put it on the regular bucket pins like it's supposed to be. So this is it. I mean, we're going to dig right here. There's no utilities in this area. There's no trees. There's nothing like that. So we should be in nice sandy soil. I'm going to go down as far as I can possibly go. Break a tape measure out. See what that depth is. Put the boom extension on. And then see what that depth gets down to. And see if really there are any other drawbacks with putting on this extension to the machine, or unintended consequences, if you will. So let's do that. To call it there. That is absolutely as deep as this machine will go. You're actually you're kind of limited by the angle of your bucket. You can't really push into the front wall of your dig very much before you're just limited by the swing of your boom. But that's all the way down, all the way out, all the way bucket extended. That's what we were able to get to. So I'm going to pop a tape measure down there. Let's see how deep that actually is. I'm going to go to the bottom of the smooth part, and approximately to grade, you're looking at about 58, 59 inches. I mean, 60 is 5 feet, so if you figure some stuff must have fallen back in there, that's 5 feet deep. I mean, that's not bad, right? You figure grade is, you know, grade somewhere about there. So yeah, it's like 58 or 59 inches. Without really having anything to go off of except an Amazon photo, I'm just going to kind of use some creativity here in how this thing goes on, and a little bit of trial and error. Obviously, we got to get the bucket off. No argument there. So that'll be the first thing. Go ahead and break the pins loose. And this is going to depend on your specific application, because like these Huai machines, right, there's like a nylock nut on the end, but then it's also a pin with a set screw thing in it. So, you know, some of the other ones that are just bolts, it might be easier, might be harder. My understanding is we need to save the pins for use at the end of the bucket. All right, chickens, look, we gotta, come on, we gotta figure something out here. You guys are gonna get squished. Okay. Bucket off, check. Now the next thing we gotta do, you gotta pull off this pin here and everything associated with it, because all of these components need to get translated down to the end of the boom that you put on. So we're gonna have to break these set screws loose and get all this stuff out of here. I'm hoping, no, I gotta break all 4 of them loose because it ties into the cylinder. Okay, let's see, those are 13s. Let me go get a 13. Thankfully, these are not lock nuts, so once you get them started, barring any damage you've done to the threads with use, they should just come off. And now what we're going to do is we're going to grab the extension housing and you know, see if it'll fit on here. Hopefully it does. I am a little bit concerned about the hydraulic thumb mount, that maybe that's something they didn't think of, or maybe there is a recess cut out of it. Let's see. There is a recess cut out of it. All right, so they have thought of that. If you have a hydraulic thumb mount, obviously this goes on the bottom. I'm going to go ahead and get this pin out, that way we can toss it on there. We're just going to set these in here nice and easy for now until we get a little more confident about what's going on. So this lower one, this lower hole is slotted a little bit, and that makes me think that that there is a little bit of a design discrepancy, you know, one way versus the other with this thing. And it also leads me to believe that this bolt, they did include a bolt, and I think that might be for the lower portion, because there's really no connection to anything else at the lower portion. Now what we got to do is get this top pin in here with this little wishbone. Admittedly, that pin is a little short. I wonder if there's any chance that the other one's longer. You know what I could think right now is try to swap the pins around and see what that'll do. But you've got to be willing to kind of see the forest through the trees as far as putting it together. I'm hoping this pin's just either a hair longer, or maybe the hole is drilled in a ever so slightly different spot. Well, it really doesn't look like it. Yeah, it's close. I mean, a little, you know, a few minutes with the grinder wheel or something like that, it'd probably be where it needs to be. I actually got some metal zip ties I might just throw in there just to hold it in there for right now. Again, not a permanent solution, so don't jump all over me for doing this. It's just for the video. I can't really see any situation where I would intentionally put this thing on. But you know, you never know, I guess. I can't say never. Alright, now we can move on to the bottom part. Alright, as far as the lower part goes, essentially we're going to translate all the components that were up there down to here, and put our bucket on like we normally would, and then that is going to be it. It's literally that simple. So I guess the first thing I'll do, I'll hang the bucket on here with its pin like it's supposed to, just to get it started. And then we've got to reassemble all the components. Now down here, unfortunately, we're seeing another issue, and the issue is this surface is too wide. to put this intermediate link back in here like it's supposed to. So it's going to require quite a bit of grinding, but you know, it is what it is. We're going to just do it. I'll put this link back in this bolt at least. That way if we need to test it, we can very quickly flip it up, see if it'll hit and flip it back down. It's become pretty evident pretty quickly that this is going to require a severe amount of grinding, much more than I'm willing to commit to with my little, you know, Craftsman hand grinder. So I'm going to go put this on the bench grinder and really take some metal off. And hopefully that is enough to get it to where it can be useful. So undoing the metal zip ties I just put on there and grinding the absolute dog shit out of this thing.
A few moments later.
I was finally able to get enough clearance inside of here to get these two pieces to line up somewhat. We are fighting, I guess you could call it alignment issues or crappy weld issues. So probably the easiest way to describe this is some assembly required, and you got to grind to fit. We're going to try to get this intermediate link here assembled and then actually give this thing a shot, because at this point I'm excited to see what it does and see if I just wasted a couple hours of my time. Okay, well, that was certainly a commitment. I don't know what I was expecting, but I wasn't expecting something requiring that much fitment. I guess it is what it is, though, to be expected with these types of machines. So we got it on there now. What we're going to do briefly is just talk about kind of what it's changed before we go ahead and sink it into the ground. A couple things I've noticed. Number one is that obviously you have a tremendous amount more reach. The machine kind of feels like Michael Jordan at the end of the original Space Jam, when he's going for the basket there. The function of it actually is pretty good, to be honest with you. And when you get it up in the air as high as you can go, you don't have that much more vertical reach. Maybe you have a foot more vertical reach because the boom is not pointed straight up in the air. But it does seem to function as intended. So I'm going to fire this up now and just show you kind of how the whole thing works. Admittedly, the thumb is kind of useless with this. Obviously, you'd expect it to be kind of useless. And, you know, if you were using this purely in a deep dig situation, I would even consider taking the thumb off because of the fact that it hangs down from the boom. You're not going to be able to get right up against the wall. Jeez. Lastly, I want to see how it affects the machine with the bucket curled boom up and the stick all the way in. I have a feeling that it's not going to work as I think it is, and you won't actually be able to traverse with the machine, but let's see. Well, I guess you can. I mean, that's not terrible. So the bucket's a few inches off the ground right now, but it's not really that bad. right, so in very short order, we were able to get pretty deep here. Just to kind of give you an idea of how deep. We are well into the water table here. And we are well into the water table. So I think towards the very end, I was able to max out the cylinders. So boom all the way down, stick all the way out, bucket all the way out, final curl at the very end. There is some debris falling back into the hole. So we're not going to be able to get like exactly perfect depth that we were able to go. But it's dramatically different. And I'm going to go ahead and grab a longer tape measure because that little one we got ain't going to do it. And we will see what this thing was able to achieve in this particular setting. Okay, well, obviously it's not going to be perfect. I think adding on about maybe 4 inches is a good estimate of how much sediment fell down into the hole. I mean, if I jiggle the tape measure a little bit, I'm able to get it kind of down to where it stops sinking. We're going to call that good. I mean, it's right at about 7 feet. There's a little bit of a buildup, and you know, this, I would say this is about where the ground level is, where I'm standing. So 82 inches to 84 inches, somewhere around there. Where originally we were at 58. So 58, 68, 78. Yeah, I mean, it adds about 2 feet of digging depth. You know, the nice part about something like this is once you get to a position where it fits for your machine, you really don't have to go through the laborious task of getting it actually on every single time. It's fairly straightforward to put it on. It's just that initial kind of hump you have to overcome of getting the thing ready to go on the machine. The build quality is exactly what you would expect for something kind of cobbled together from overseas. I think it's powder coated. The coating's not that good. The pins seem halfway decent. The little link arms, it needs a little bit of fit and finish to get it to work for your application. But I am pleasantly surprised with this. I thought, when I bought this, I thought it was going to be the biggest waste of time, and it would just be kind of janky, and it would make the machine impossible to use. To be honest with you, it really doesn't change how it operates at all. The only thing that I would say you have to get really good with, because you're digging so deep, is you actually have to be comfortable leaning forward in the machine and running the joysticks while you're looking out the front of the machine to actually see down at what you're digging, because you're way out of sight operating the machine. So, you know, for the money that they're asking for this thing, I mean, this brand new is less than some crappy auction machines, brush cutters and stuff like that. And in my opinion, this is significantly more useful. It does make the machine a little tippy, right? So obviously you're not going to do anything that, you know, requires any substantial lifting power with this on there. But beyond that, I think it's a win. I mean, I don't know what you guys think. I'm going to go with a win. I think that given a situation that you need that extra digging depth, this is the only thing that's going to do it for you. You could easily dig a perimeter footing with this, easily dig. You can bury a cable pretty deep too with it. So if you need to take your 1-ton-ish Chinese Mini to a digging depth of around 7 feet easily, I'm going to say that this is going to be the best way to do it. I hope this video helps you out in a meaningful way. Thank you very much for watching this video, subscribing to the channel to support everything like that, and stay tuned for the next one. Thanks.